And welcome back to the Parking the Bus podcast. It's episode 12, and it is now time for everybody's favorite segment. He's back. The King Degenerate is here. That's right. Leo Koukakis rejoins us from Degens United. It's time for the Sunday Night Sportsbook presented by betonline.ag. Leo, what's up, brother?
What's up, Capitano? How we feeling today, baby? Another beautiful day to be alive. It's been a great weekend.
Sure has. It sure has. Now, I understand you've been watching some of that American rugby stuff, but we're going to stick to real football today, okay? I'm going to keep it with real football now.
Man, fucking rugby. Rugby's going to be the
Shot
death
fired.
of me, bro.
So let's kick it off where we left off last week. Let's kick it off with UEFA Nations League, all right? What did you see in the second group of matches there on Monday and Tuesday?
Well, I mean, second group of matches, we talked about the Denmark-England game.
That was our pick of the week. Yep. You want to go right to that?
Let's go straight to the pick of the week,
All
man.
right. How'd that work out for us?
Immediately, so we ended up splitting it. We ended up hitting the plus half a goal. We ended up losing Denmark on the money line. About 10 minutes into that game, I realized, oh, boy, I messed up. We should have taken the draw. We should not have taken the Denmark money line.
You know what, though? I still think you made the right pick, because if I had to take that pick again, I still would have taken Denmark, especially after we spoke. We had, two England players sent home for the breaking protocol. And
excellent work. Phil Foden,
yeah.
Attaboy. Did you see who it was, though? Attaboy. That's my boy.
So with that, I when that happened, I said, "Oh, what a genius pick!" Because I would have expected Denmark to win at that point. But like you said, we got that plus half a goal for Denmark.
Yep.
So we made out okay, and that was a good pick that you added that there, and you added that little second piece when you made the suggestion.
Yeah, man. Sometimes you got to do a little half and half action. You got to go plus half a goal. You got to take the spread just in case, and then hope that you hit the money line. We had a similar situation yesterday in American rugby where we had the Arizona Cardinals plus 7.5 points. You take the money line too. You hope they win like they did, and then you're like, oh, baby, I'm rich.
You think those American rugby players watched PSG in Marseille?
Definitely recorded it on Fubu. Definitely. How did you feel about the game? You watched it more than I did. How did you feel about
that was entertainment, man. That was entertainment. I talked about it earlier in the episode here. And, yeah, every tackle was meant with a vicious, with vicious ferocity. And if you think tackle's gone out of the game, tackling, go back and watch that match. Every single time. They were laying it in, studs up, top of the foot. They were bringing it in. There's accusations now, Neymar saying that he was being taunted with racial abuse from Alvaro. So Alvaro has denied it. Who knows? Nobody's on the – unless you're down there and you hear it yourself, you don't know. But
Neymar is such a special little duck. He really is.
You're not a Neymar fan, huh?
I'm a bigger Neymar fan than most people, but, no, I'm not a Neymar fan. This guy, all the talent in the world, and he's just such a putz.
It is a frustrating thing about him because, like you said, all the talent in the world, and so far he's really – I think he's got to be one of the worst advised professionals in any sport. I mean, it seems like all his – so he's got a straight red. Is he going? He's going to be partying for the next 3 weeks now. He's going to be sitting out, and it's like probably going to catch COVID again. Like, who knows what's in the future? This could be an interesting thing to watch over the next couple of weeks. Is what Neymar does with this time off.
Neymar doesn't stop partying regardless. Okay, Neymar, he don't care, man. He's going out. It's his birthday. Yeah, he pulled his hamstring.
He has 4 birthdays a year.
Yeah, man. Smart dude.
And then he's going to cry about how hard life is and whatnot. But anyway, I digress. Let's get back to Nations League. So we got Denmark and we got England. What else did you put your money on in that Nations League?
So in the Nations League, I actually kept it pretty easy. I didn't go too hard. It was Denmark, England. If you guys see me looking to my left, it's just because I have all my numbers up here. So we did talk about the Netherlands-Italy matchup. I thought that was really, really interesting. I was stunned, honestly, to see Italy come up on top. The game that I was on, though, was Poland-Bosnia. I was all over Poland in that one. Luckily, Poland comes up with a 2-1 win. That was a big, big win for us. Let's move on to Tuesday, too. Let's check out. Oh, we talked about Austria and how overrated
Yep,
Austria is.
that was a great shout.
And look at that. Romania comes up and beats them. Bookies still don't care. Bookies will still favor Austria. But hey, look at that. Romania come up and Austria suck again. Stunning turn of events. The other results, let's check out Tuesday. Yeah, I mean, Tuesday, you had Portugal, Sweden. I thought that was a really quality performance from Portugal. How about you?
Oh yeah, it was great. Ronaldo getting his 100th international goal, first European to do it. Someone asked, so of course, you get into I think it was Fox Deportes, or maybe it was even 2DNA tweets out the 100th goal link, and they, oh yeah, but he doesn't have to play twice against Brazil. He doesn't, blah 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 blah. Messi has 70 goals. Okay, there's no comparison in international scoring. Which one has been better? And Messi has played plenty of games against Kuwait and against the not Faroe Islands, but the Solomon Islands. Argentina plays everybody. But no, but on a serious note, first European to go over the century mark. Now 8 goals away from being the all-time leading international goal scorer, and he's looking like he's got time in front of him. It doesn't look like he's going to be finishing just yet. All the talk that, Portugal are quote unquote better without him. Yeah, they're prettier maybe, but they don't win that game without him.
I don't understand how people say such stupid things, and then the scary thing is that they believe it.
Yeah,
What do you
exactly.
mean? What do you mean? You're taking one of the best players of our generation, possibly of all time, and oh no, they're better without. What? Are you stupid?
That's
really?
That's
Are you dumb?
much what Fernando Santos said no. He says it's impossible to take the best player in the world and out of your team and be better. That's just a lack of common sense. But everybody wants to. I think part of it is people want to show how much they know the game, and but the passing is better and the circulation of the ball is better, and the team has a better shape, and they're all playing as a team. It's like they played as a team against Sweden. He's the striker. You feed a striker, whoever it is.
But that's the thing. He's not even just the striker.
Right.
He can be a winger. He
right.
can be a number 10. He's one of the most versatile players in the world. He's not, especially because he's taller, he's stronger. Messi is a winger.
Yeah,
maybe
exactly.
Number 10 as well. But he's not a striker.
And I point this out all the time, right? I point this out, and people roll their eyes when I say this, but it's true. The man defends set pieces.
Yeah.
He defends corner kicks. He defends set pieces. Messi doesn't have to do that. Messi's no use doing that. But this guy does it, okay? And then he sprints 80 yards up the pitch to try to get in position because he wants to score that bad. And people see this want to score as being like, quote unquote, selfish, but his job is to score. And like you said, he's not just the winger. Those 3 in the front are so interchangeable with each other. They can weave in and out.
Yeah.
And he can pop up on the left. He can pop up on the right. He can be, a poacher in front of goal when needed. And he doesn't have to be in one spot, which makes it harder to defend him.
Yeah.
And
these people
he's still the best header of the ball offensively in the game.
Yeah, he's fantastic. That's probably the most underrated part of his game, too.
Mm-hmm.
That is a brilliant man in the air. But, hey, we had other games on Tuesday, too. We had France-Croatia. That game was terrible. It was 4-2, so, it was back and forth. It was somewhat entertaining, but the play just wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't enjoyable for me.
Yeah, you had a couple key components missing. We talked last week about who was out for Croatia, Rakitic and Modric principally. But also Mbappe misses that one. He was, if I'm not mistaken, already tested positive for COVID before that one. After having played the previous. Yeah, thanks, Neymar. And, I got a little excited when it was, 2-2 at one point, I think. And thinking maybe France would drop a point there. But They took
I'm
care
going
of
to be
business.
honest. I missed all the Group A games that day. I had Liechtenstein and San Marino on.
Oh,
Liechtenstein,
how can you miss Liechtenstein and San Marino?
2 quick goals in the 3rd and 14th minute. Put that game away early. Liechtenstein, beware, folks. That team is the real deal. You had Hassler and Frick scoring 2 goals. Oh, what players. Look out. They're going to be signed up by Real Madrid and Barca soon. I give it a week.
Dude, we are still, I swear, the only podcast talking about League D, and I'm proud of it.
Yeah, man. I mean, somebody's got to cover these poor folks. We got to get our views up in Liechtenstein and what do you call it? Liechtenstein and San
In
Marino.
Gibraltar.
Think they have internet over there?
Dude, those are some of the richest countries.
Oh man, that's good. All right, what else we got? What else we got?
We were on
UEFA
Tuesday.
Nations
Yeah.
League.
What else we have on Tuesday? Anything else there?
We had Belgium, Iceland. Iceland come out, they get the first goal. Belgium comes out, stomps on their throat a little bit.
Yeah.
5-1 final. Portugal, Sweden, and then Group C, Armenia 2-0 over Estonia. Georgia and North Macedonia 1-1. Cyprus ends up losing to Azerbaijan. Very disappointing
Yeah,
result
that's a
for.
disappointing result.
Yeah, and then Montenegro beat Luxembourg 1-0. And that was all the results for Tuesday.
All right, so that should wrap up Nations League for this international break. Let's move into this past weekend. What'd you watch? Where was your money this past weekend in the football world?
So on Saturday, my one big play here was Newcastle United. I love Newcastle United this year. I think that they're going to be a very, very dangerous team. I love the signing of Cullen Wilson. I think that Saint-Maximin it's finally his time to explode onto the scene. I think that all the talent, you kind of saw glimpses of it at the end of last year. I think that this year he's going to put it together and he's going to have a massive year. He's going to be one of the big transfers in the upcoming next summer. So, I mean, 2-0 result there. We had them plus half a goal at minus 120. We also had them on the money line at plus 278. That was a huge hitter for us on Saturday. But being Greek, my eye was definitely on the Greek league. But nothing there. I mean, we couldn't have put together a worse performance yesterday.
Let's run down. Let's take a look at the Greek league since you mentioned it. All right, we're gonna run it down, and I'm gonna pull up my scores here also.
Yeah, I got you on this one.
Let's start with the cup final because that was on Saturday, correct?
Yes.
All right, so I'm pulling that up right now. I know your favorite team is in there, but
Yep. And as usual, they win 1-0. Stunning turn of events that the referee was, just trying to help them out and did everything possible. And just, I think 2 or 3 missed penalties for Ike. Olympiacos get a ridiculous penalty in the 57th, and then El Arabi ends up missing it. Just the typical Olympiacos game, guys. Nothing new there.
Now, was this played at the Olympic Stadium?
This was played in Thessaloniki.
Okay, so they played in a neutral site.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and that's the city where I'm going to be very, very focused on Tuesday. But let's run down the rest of the results here. All right, I got the Greek SuperLeague up. So it was a 1-0 result for Olympiacos in the final. That was the final of last season's cup, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
and it's been postponed, I think, 4 times now.
Right.
Twice because of COVID. The other times because the fans were trying to break into the stadium.
Yeah,
and they were like, yeah, we can't play this because there's going to be riots because of what happened with Pauk and Ike a couple of years ago when we made it to CNN because of the shootouts outside of the stadium. That was a special time. My people are great. For those of you that had never seen a Greek game, what I recommend you do is Google Ring of Fire, Pauk and Olympiacos. They literally lit the stadium on. I'm trying to think of the right word here. What did they use?
Pyro.
There we go. They used the pyro stuff.
Yeah.
They literally created a ring of fire, and the entire stadium was chanting, "If we don't win, you die." That was
Pressure.
literally what 20,000 people are chanting as these people come onto the field. Highly recommend watching it. Thoroughly entertaining.
All right, so Friday, you got the 2 rivals there in Central Macedonia. You got Aris and Pauk playing in separate matches. I'll let you pronounce these team names so I don't butcher them. Want to run down the scores? Do you have them there?
Yeah, man. So Aris come out. They end up winning 3-1 against Lamia. Really poor performance from Aris, who looked to be going into the Europa League this year.
Mm-hmm.
PAOK end up winning 1-0 against Larissa. Not a great performance from PAOK, but we'll talk about that in a minute
Yeah,
or two. And
we'll
then,
circle back.
yeah, Ofi and Patoliko finish 1-1. Both teams, those are two teams that are going to be finishing toward the bottom of the table. And then you have Atromito going down to Volus, who is Olympiakos' little brother. Probably the most stunning result of the weekend in the Greek League. Volus not expected to stay up. They're expected to go down, and they're not expected to get very many points at all. And then you have my All-Stars, Panathinaikos, losing 1-0 on the road to Tripoli. It was a tough match to watch. It really was. I was actually watching this game during the American rugby, and then it was just we just couldn't get the ball together. We couldn't, and this is a year with so much promise with us, so many good young players on the team, and we just couldn't. We just really couldn't figure it out, man. It was so frustrating to watch. But yeah, we ended up losing 1-0.
So let's quickly discuss the format of the Greek Super League. So you got 14 teams, if I'm correct, 6 advanced to the championship round, 8 to the relegation round, correct?
Yes,
At
and
the
all the
halfway
points
point?
carry over.
And all the points carry over. Okay. So basically the top teams play each other 4 times in a season.
Yes.
Is that right? Okay. So after 1 week, you got Aris top of the table on goal difference along with Volos. And then you got 2 more teams. You got Tripoli and PAOK also on 3 points. Let's talk about PAOK because they're of special interest to me. And I wanted to get an idea of what my team is up for Tuesday in the Champions League playoff is. Anyone listening to this by now knows that I have the Mr. Benfica podcast, which is the first podcast I ran, and everything has come from there. And Tuesday we're already in Greece, but we've traveled to Greece to play PAOK on Tuesday. All right, so I'm gonna take a look at PAOK's 11 here in this game. And do you believe, because you've seen them before, were there any changes in the PAOK 11 in this match versus a normal? Any obvious changes?
So I don't really expect anything crazy here. The front three I expect to be the same. Gioli, he's an 18-year-old. He's very, very good. He's an up-and-comer. I expect him to be in the national team in the next couple of years. Dimitri Pelkas, he's the number 10. He's the creator for PAOK. Akpom, very interesting player. He's always been a hit-or-miss guy. Now, they did sign a Polish dude. I forgot his name. Derski, something like that. They do like him, but I wouldn't expect him to start. Now in the midfield, I do expect
Karol
him to be,
Swiderski.
yeah, there we go. Thank you.
Yep.
In the midfield, I do expect it to be the same with El Kaduri and Schwab. And they like to play 5 at the back. I think they consider it a 3-4-3, but in reality,
on paper, but it turns
wingmen.
into the wingbacks drop, right?
Yeah, especially with Ganuli. Ganuli is definitely the superstar of the team. He is the left back, left wing back, whatever you guys want to call him.
Yep.
He has a bunch of big teams knocking on the door. Now, I don't know if Bisawar is going to be playing. I wouldn't be shocked to see him not play. Who else were we looking at here?
There's an interesting substitution that obviously.
Zivkovic?
Yeah, Zivkovic was signed last week. Andrea Zivkovic from us on a free. We finally were able to get rid of that contract. He's a player the club had been trying to release for 2 seasons, and the man, to his credit, would not go for anything other than the money that was owed to him, and I respect that actually. But we finally agreed to terms on a release this offseason, and he pops up at our Champions League playoff, our qualification opponent a week before the match, and he got in. I see here he went in the 76th minute. In player you mentioned, Karol Swiderski, went in the 79th. You had Jose Angel Crespo, a defender, coming on, as is Leo Jaba. So 4 substitutions were made by Abel Ferreira, the manager, who I'm fairly familiar with, and we had plenty of trouble with him when he was the Braga manager. So I'm expecting a tough match, to be honest. It's a 1-game winner take all. There's no second leg, and it's on the road. And Fortunately for us, there's no fans because, as you explained, the atmosphere in Greece is very difficult to play against. Everyone who's had to go play there has admitted that. Um, so at least it's a little bit evened out by the fact that there won't be fans in the stadium. But it's a one game. This thing could go to penalty kicks, and there's 16 million flat out to begin with on the line here for a spot. Not even in the Champions League yet. There's still another round to go. Krasnodar is waiting for the winner.
Yeah, I mean, I really think that Krasnodar, they're not very good. I would expect the winner of this game to move through without a
Mm-hmm.
problem. Now, Benfica, on the sportsbook side, Benfica currently sitting at minus 137
Mm-hmm.
on the money line. So not even to advance. To advance, it's about minus 180 right now. Honestly, I do think that you guys have way more talent, and I would not expect this game to really be close. I think Benfica is going to dominate this game. Just watching the way Pauk play, Pauk is not a very good team. They don't have as much talent as they used to. I'm not a huge fan of the formation that they're going to play. I think that
Mm-hmm.
Benfica is going to be able to expose them a good amount. Again, it's kind of a. I watched a good amount of this game against Larissa, and there was just no creativity outside of Gioli, who was creating. Akbam, not a great striker. Belkas, he struggles to finish it. Struggles to finish in front of goal. He's more of a game manager, play in the middle of the field type guy. So they're playing him on the right wing right now. I just don't like that. I don't think that it fits. It doesn't really suit his game. So, I mean, I really do think that Benfica is going to roll in this matchup. I really wouldn't worry too much.
Okay, how are Pauk gonna? Where are they gonna look to get their goal? Are they gonna focus on set pieces? Are they gonna sit in deep and try to counter? You think, or you think they're gonna come out and try to attack?
So, Pauk's a really interesting team. They're not very good on set pieces. They don't have the big, strong center back that,
Mhm.
Greece is usually known for. They're a little bit of a different team. They do like to press up. They do like to do that early on in the game. They try they're not going to sit back. They're going to come at you. They're going to fight, scratch, claw. They're going to do everything possible. They're going to play a little dirty at times. This is a very un-Greek-like team.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, the Greek teams, they like to sit back. They stay organized. PAOK is one of the few teams in Greece that isn't scared to push forward, that
Mm-hmm.
isn't scared to, create problems in that sense.
All right, so it should be an interesting match. It's the team sheet was not the team sheet, but the list of players traveling was released. Andreas Samaris left off the team. He did not even travel. Um, to me, that's a mistake. I mean, again, um, I blasted Simeone for leaving João Felix on the bench in the Champions League in his home country. Did the same thing in regard to Pep leaving Bernardo Silva on the bench. I think when you go to a player's home country for a game like this, something special is could happen. I would have left him in the team, honestly. I know he's not a first choice player anymore, but to me, he's still one of the main leaders in the team, and he's one of the key personalities. And I'm a little sad about that, to be honest. And um, I would have used them because one, you have a set of ears that can hear what's going on the other sideline,
See, I
and
tend to I
yeah,
tend to agree with you, but in reality, there's just not that many Greeks anymore.
okay, that's fair enough. um, but I think if he could play the way they have in the friendlies. Now, this is the first real game. I think Pauk has an advantage having played a real match already in that sense. And hopefully, I don't know where George Jesus is going to go with his lineup. I have the feeling Seferovic is going to be the starting striker. And if he's going to, I don't know if he's going to be partnered with our new signing, Darwin Nunez, or if he's going to be partnered with Luka Waldschmidt, or if they're going to put an Adel Tarapto or Rafa up there with him. It'll likely be Rafa, but
How
I
about
don't
the
know.
youth academy kid?
He's on the B team. He played yesterday in the B team.
Oh man.
Yeah, he once they signed Darwin, the youth player went back to the B team.
Oh
Uh,
man.
but
What's his name?
his name is Gonzalo Ramos.
There he is. That's what I'm
Yeah, he
talking
had 2
about.
goals yesterday in the B team.
Oh,
So for
speaking
now,
of Gonzalo,
yeah, go for it.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Gonzalo's coming to us.
Which
Gonzalo Higuain coming
oh,
to Inter Miami.
Oh, that's the us you were talking about?
He is going to fit in great in the MLS. What a player, what a signing. MLS, just excellent stuff. You know, just oh man, I'm guys, for those of you that don't know, I was up yesterday at 4 a.m. breaking down football, so I am a little bit too tired right now to go on my usual Higuain rant.
You were up
But
at 4
boy, am
o'clock.
I happy.
That was this morning, Leo.
I am very happy. Oh my God, it was this morning.
All right. Okay? Give me a prediction, okay, for Benfica and PAOK, just for the listeners.
Yeah, I think Benfica dominates this game. I mean, I really don't give PAOK a chance to score. Vlaco Limo dominates PAOK. When he was with us at Panathinaikos, he dominated. PAOK, not a very strong team this year. Honestly, I am expecting them to finish fourth. I think Ike's much better. I think Panathinaikos, if we could actually figure out how not to play like idiots, we'll finish third, and I think PAOK finish fourth.
All right.
But yeah, I'm looking at a 3-0 final. I think Benfica just dominate. I think that this is going to be a massacre. Um, it's gonna kill PAOK that they're not allowed to have any of the fans out there.
Mm-hmm. That was
Um,
a real equalizer.
yeah, yeah. That was the dagger for them. It's over.
All right. So we'll move forward now. And what are you watching this upcoming week? What's on your radar?
So I mean, Premier League's definitely on my radar, especially on Monday. They have a couple good games. Wolves and Sheffield. Not Sheffield. Oh, is it? Wait a minute. Is it Sheffield?
I'll pull it
Sorry,
up right now for you.
sorry, guys. Yeah, it's Wolves and Sheffield United. And then very interested to see how the new look Chelsea look in the Premier League today against Brighton. Or I'm sorry, tomorrow against Brighton. That should be very, very interesting. I'm interested to see how Timo Werner, Hakeem Ziyech. I want to see how those guys look. And then Tuesday you have the Champions League qualification, like we were just talking about. But the only game I'm going to have any type of interest in is going to be the PAOK Benfica game. And then let's check it out real quick. Wednesday, same thing, Champions League, Europa League. Um, the EFL Cup's going on. Do you put any stock in the EFL Cup?
It's at this stage, it's hard to know too much about these teams because they're using the lower table teams as well. And did it go to a group stage this year?
No.
No, I'm confusing it with the EFL Trophy then. What do we got on the EFL Cup this week? Any active
EFL Cup
matchups?
on Wednesday. The highlight game is probably going to be, let's see here, probably Leeds and Hull.
Okay, that's
So Leeds, now the Premier League teams are starting to get into it, so that's pretty interesting. But I mean, overall, I don't really like the cup. It doesn't do it for me just because the major teams don't take it seriously enough. So that,
what I like about it. It's an opportunity for somebody else to win something if they can get there. And like you said, the top teams do play their second choice players in it. But then you end up getting to a semifinal where all of a sudden you've got City versus United, or you got Arsenal and Tottenham, and a rivalry takes over. And every once in a while, we get a gym in this competition. So
yeah, that's true. End of the week though, Bundesliga gets going.
yes, it
Not a
does.
whole lot of competition again for Bayern Munich. No surprise there. Bayern sitting at minus 750 to win the league again. Again, absolutely no surprise, but pretty decent game on Saturday between Dortmund and Mönchengladbach.
Yeah, that'll be
I'll
a good one.
definitely be tuning in for that. Um, what else we got this weekend? There's some
Now
other
on
events.
ESPN Plus, Bundesliga has moved to ESPN Plus.
Yeah, now nothing for Fox. Fox left there with
Fox is
absolutely.
they're putting all their eggs in MLS's basket.
That is a sad looking basket, buddy. But then again, they did
Especially
get
when they present the basket. I mean, their numbers have been horrible. They head to head with even with ESPN on just MLS, and they get completely smoked in the ratings. People do not like Fox. What they're finding is when Fox has a game, even English speaking fans are gravitating to 2DNA to watch it in Spanish.
Yeah, I mean, they did such a bad job with the last World Cup.
They really did. I agree.
It didn't feel special at all. They didn't. it was missing something, and they didn't hire the right announcers either.
No.
I really do feel like the announcers make all the difference in soccer compared to
And,
other sports.
and the studio presenters too at halftime. Here in the United States, at least, we expect a certain level of halftime coverage and analysis and pregame and postgame. And we saw with CBS in the Champions League Final 8 there how well it can be done with almost the same people.
Yeah.
And then Fox with the same people are throwing lame jokes, and they're getting NBA players' perspectives on the Champions League, and they're just or NFL players. It's the cross promotion that just comes off really cheesy.
Oh my God, Steve Nash! What? Dude, how did they think that was a good idea?
Yeah.
I know that's TNT, and I know it wasn't Fox, but are you joking? Are you joking? You have Champions League, you have an NBA player. Oh my God! And
Now
I love,
imagine one of these European players going on and doing NBA analysis just because they're big NBA fans, because they all are. You know that they all are. They're vocal about their support for the NBA. But can you imagine? Let's throw a name out there. Just Marco Royce giving a NBA pregame report. Like,
yeah, that would go over very well, especially in America. Very receptive to new things.
or we'll even use in English, Jadon Sancho. How about we got Jadon Sancho breaking down the Clippers and the Nuggets game 7? What do you think an NBA audience would make of that?
They would be absolutely thrilled. They would just soak it up. Got to give the people what they want. Dude, that just so bad, so stupid.
Yeah.
And also, I love the Americans' way of like, you can tell the real pink hats, the ones
Yeah.
that like, like when you struggle to pick up like a new language, so you're like you sound clunky
Yes.
and you struggle a little bit, and you're only giving the formal words and not the actual words that you should be using.
Mhm.
That is what it's like talking to some Americans about soccer, especially during the World Cup. The pitch looked great. Like these people drive me nuts. Oh man,
I think it's past your bedtime, buddy.
it really is, man.
I'm gonna let you go. I don't think we got anything else for this week.
That's
Where
it.
where can we're gonna keep it?
The time we don't plan to go 2 hours. Guys.
I did a
literally,
whole hour show without you already, Leo.
For those of you watching, every week we come on and we're like, yeah, we're gonna keep it short, 20 minutes. It's good, no problem. Actually, no, we've been doing this for a little bit. We've gone about 40 minutes.
You know what? Maybe is this the time to make an announcement, or you want to save it?
Whoa,
Am I breaking news to you?
we have an announcement?
Well, we kind of let it out last week that this segment is going to be spun off into its own show because, for a reason we just stated, it's supposed to be a 20-minute segment, and an hour and 20 minutes later, we're still talking. So this is clearly meant to be its own show.
Yeah. So pretty exciting stuff. It is going to be the new show. I'm fired up for it, man. I love doing this show. I promise I will be awake more often. That'll be very useful. I'll take a nap before every show in between American rugby. It'll be great.
So in a couple of weeks, everybody, this will be the Park in the Bus podcast. All right. What you hear right here will be the Essential Park in the Bus podcast. I will create a different podcast to review anything we don't get to. Some of the leagues more on the periphery that we don't get to in this conversation. If needed, I will create a supplementary program, or we may just get to it. I may just start reading Chinese league scores while Leo, checks his fantasy American football team. But thank you for joining us again, Leos. And the plan is to have that show go live on YouTube as well, so that we can build an audience there. So the way the show will work is we'll keep the Sunday night time slot for a live video, and then it'll be released as a podcast on Monday. How's that sound, Leo?
I love it. I'm in. We got to fix it around that American rugby, man.
Where can the listeners find you?
Oh, man. You can find us, dgensunited.com. We have free picks. We have free analysis. We have free daily fantasy lineups. We entered a FanDuel lineup. Very, very good at the Premier League fantasy aspect of it. Be sure to check that out. Any questions, hit me up on Twitter, dgens_united. Would love to help you guys out, some lineups and stuff. We did post a lineup out there Saturday? Yeah, yesterday. So we absolutely crushed it. That lineup was on fire. I didn't post one today because there was only 2 games, but every Saturday you can count on an EPL lineup being posted. I love to play it on FanDuel. That is the game plan for now.
Excellent. Thank you again, Leo, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right, Capitano. It was a pleasure, buddy. Sweet dreams.
All right. I'll be right back with Liga MX roundup. All right. We're going to talk Liga MX, and another round is down in the Liga MX Guardianes as we move toward the final. This is the Parking the Bus podcast here on the PTB Media Network. We'll be right back.